Hello everyone, and welcome to this special episode. I'm Naomi, and today, I'm taking you with me to a place where the past lingers in the air, Ayutthaya, Thailand. As soon as I step out of the plane, the thick, humid air of Bangkok hits me, and it's like the excitement of the journey truly begins. It's warm, almost heavy, but there's something invigorating about it. Something that makes me feel like an adventure is waiting just beyond the horizon. The difference from Tokyo's crisp, cool air is undeniable, and with each breath, I feel more connected to this new place. Soon, I'm in a taxi, speeding through the bustling streets of Bangkok, and my heart starts to race. The markets, the small temples, the endless motorbikes. It's all so alive, so vibrant, and I can't help but think about how different Ayutthaya will be. I feel this growing excitement, knowing that soon I'll be stepping into a world where time seems to stand still. As the taxi moves further away from the city, the bustling energy of Bangkok begins to fade, replaced by open fields and quiet rivers. The vibrant colors of the city give way to a softer, more serene landscape, and I feel my body relax into the rhythm of the journey. I'm still thinking about the contrast between the modern rush of Bangkok and the ancient, forgotten world of Ayutthaya that awaits me. Each passing mile brings me closer to a place where time stands still, where history lives in every stone and whispering breeze. As we approach Ayutthaya, I can feel the air change. It's quieter, cooler, with a scent of earth and distant flowers. There's a sense of calm settling over me, and yet, the excitement only builds. I can almost see the ancient ruins now, waiting quietly, inviting me to step back in time. As I step into the heart of the ruins, my breath catches. The towering stone structures, weathered by time, seem to speak their own language, a silent but powerful reminder of a world long past. There's a sense of awe, like I'm standing in the middle of history itself, and for a moment it feels as though time has completely stopped. As I stand amidst the ancient stones of Ayutthaya, the warmth of the sun still lingers on my skin, but it's the cool breeze that catches my attention first, brushing softly against my face. The air smells faintly of earth, mixed with a hint of blooming flowers somewhere in the distance. Everything feels still, except for the gentle rustling of leaves above and the soft crunch of my steps on the gravel path. Ahead of me, a young Thai woman stands alone, her figure framed against the backdrop of crumbling temples. Her presence immediately draws me in, like she's a part of this place, rooted in the earth, connected to the past. I can hear my breath catching in my throat, as if the sight of her belongs to some deeper truth hidden in these ruins. Her dark hair sways gently in the breeze, and the soft fabric of her blouse ripples, catching the sunlight. I notice the slight sheen on her tan skin, a mix of warmth from the sun and a light layer of sweat, but there's something graceful in the way she stands, still yet present. I can't help but be captivated by the way her lips part slightly, as if she's about to say something or maybe just caught in a thought. The scent of jasmine mixes with the earth, as if nature itself is guiding her movements, grounding her in this timeless space. For a moment, I forget about the ruins. All I can see is her, this lone figure, standing quietly, and I wonder if she, too, feels the weight of history here. It's like we're both here, not just as visitors, but as part of the story these stones are trying to tell. My heartbeat quickens, and I'm aware of the air around me. Warmer now, more alive, as if the ruins themselves are reacting to her presence. Her expression shifts, almost imperceptibly, as she gazes at the ancient stones in front of her. At first, her face is calm, almost blank, but as the moments pass, I notice a slight furrow in her brow, as if something stirs within her. Her lips tighten for a moment, as if she's holding back a thought or memory. Then her expression softens again, almost like she's made peace with whatever was troubling her. As she begins to walk, her movements are slow and deliberate, each step light but purposeful, like she's treading carefully on sacred ground. There's grace in the way her feet touch the earth, as if she's part of the landscape, effortlessly blending into the ancient surroundings. Her arms hang loosely by her sides, relaxed, but her fingers twitch slightly, betraying a sense of nervous energy. I can't help but wonder what brought her here. Was it to escape something, or to find clarity amidst the ruins of the past? Maybe she's been here before, maybe she grew up with stories of this place, and now she's searching for something, a connection, perhaps, to her own history. Her face reflects something deeper, as though these ancient stones resonate with a part of her that she rarely shows. I imagine her story. Maybe she's a student, taking a break from the chaos of the city, or perhaps she's just returned from a long journey, seeking comfort in the familiarity of home. There's a quiet strength in her, something that tells me she's been through more than she lets on. Her eyes, focused yet soft, tell a story of resilience, a woman who's found her way back to herself. As I watch her, my mind starts to wander, spinning stories around every small movement she makes. Her hand brushes a strand of hair behind her ear, a delicate, almost unconscious gesture, but to me, it feels like she's hiding something deeper, perhaps a secret, or a memory that she holds close. For a moment, her fingers linger at her neck, as if she's remembering something, someone important to her, before letting her hand fall back down to her side. I can't help but wonder if she's lost someone, or maybe she's searching for someone in these ruins, someone who once walked these same paths. Her steps are slow, measured, as if she's feeling the weight of history beneath her feet. I imagine her coming here often, seeking solace in the quiet beauty of this place, where time seems to stand still. Maybe she's someone who's faced great challenges in her life, and this is her sanctuary, a place where she can breathe deeply and let go of the burdens she carries. Or maybe she's searching for answers, hoping that these ancient stones can tell her something she hasn't yet figured out. I find myself wishing I could ask her, but at the same time, there's something sacred about her solitude that I don't want to disturb. There's a grace in the way she moves, a quiet strength that suggests she's walked a difficult path, but one she's proud of. As I stand here, watching her, I can't help but feel a connection to her, even though we've never spoken, as if our paths have crossed before in some other life. My heart flutters, caught between curiosity and respect, as I wonder what stories she carries with her, and what brought her here today, to this place, alone. I imagine her life, unfolding in front of me, piece by piece, like fragments of a story that I'll never fully know. As I stand here, watching her, I can't help but be struck by the quiet beauty she exudes, something beyond physical appearance, something that seems to come from a deeper place. It's as if her beauty doesn't belong to the present moment alone, but to something timeless, something that stretches far beyond this place. I think about the ruins around us, these ancient stones that have stood here for centuries, silent witnesses to the rise and fall of empires, to the countless lives that have passed through this place. There's a power in these stones, a quiet strength, not unlike the beauty I see in her. Her beauty feels ancient, like it's woven into the very fabric of this place, like she's a part of the same story these stones are telling. I wonder, where does this beauty come from? Is it something she was born with, or has it been shaped by the experiences she's lived through, much like these ruins have been shaped by time? Perhaps, like these ruins, her beauty has been carved by the forces of life, by love, by loss, by everything that has left a mark on her soul. Just as these stones have stood the test of time, weathered by storms and still standing strong, perhaps her beauty has endured shaped, but not diminished, by the storms of her own life. And where is this beauty going? It feels as though it's not just here for this moment, but will continue to ripple out, touching the lives of others, just as the history of this place continues to shape the present. I imagine her beauty as a thread, woven into the greater tapestry of life, connecting her to this place, to its past, and to all those who will come after her. Just as these ruins tell the stories of those who came before us, her beauty tells a story too, a story of resilience, of strength, of quiet endurance. I wonder if she knows, if she feels the weight of that beauty, the way it carries the past and the future within it. And in this moment, I realize her beauty is not just hers, it's part of something much bigger, something that transcends time, much like the history written in these stones. The sun is slowly sinking behind the ruins, casting long shadows that stretch across the ground. The light softens, turning from a bright golden glow to a deeper, warmer hue, painting the stones with an almost ethereal beauty. As the day begins to fade, there's a certain stillness in the air, a quiet moment where everything feels suspended, like the world is holding its breath. I glance back at her, this woman standing alone in the fading light, and I see it clearly now. The beauty that flows from her isn't just from her physical appearance, but from something deep within. The setting sun reflects off her skin, catching the soft contours of her face, but it's her inner light that seems to grow stronger as the daylight fades. I feel the contrast more sharply now, the contrast between her radiance and the emptiness I've been carrying inside me for so long. In Tokyo, there's no time for reflection, no space to pause and let the light inside me grow. I've been rushing, moving from one task to the next, filling my days with noise and activity, but here, in the silence of the ruins, I can feel that emptiness. It's a space I haven't wanted to face, a gap in my heart where I've kept my fears, my doubts, and the loneliness I push aside in the busy streets of Tokyo. But as the sun dips lower, and the light begins to fade, I watch her standing there, so full, so whole, and I can't help but feel the weight of that contrast. Her beauty isn't just about her appearance, it's the light she carries inside her, a light that seems to grow stronger as the world around us dims. I feel that gap in myself widen the space between who I am and who I want to be. Where she seems content, at peace with herself, I feel restless, uncertain, as if I'm always searching for something just out of reach. As she turns to leave, her steps are slow, deliberate, as if she's in no rush to part from this place. The fading light wraps around her, casting long shadows as the sun dips below the horizon. I watch her walk away, my eyes following each step as if I'm trying to hold on to something slipping through my fingers. There's a grace in her movement that feels effortless, like she belongs to this place, like she's a part of the story that the ruins have been telling for centuries. I feel a pang of envy rise within me, an ache deep in my chest, because I can see that she carries something I've been searching for all my life. Her quiet confidence, her calmness, her sense of belonging. It's everything I've tried to cultivate, but have always felt just out of reach. I want to call out to her, to ask her how she found that peace, that beauty that seems to flow effortlessly from within her. But I don't. Instead, I just watch her disappear, her silhouette fading into the dusk, until she's nothing but a memory against the backdrop of the ancient ruins. I feel the emptiness inside me grow, this hollow space I've been carrying with me, a void I've tried to fill with work, with distractions, with the endless pursuit of success in Tokyo. I've always been moving, always looking for the next goal, the next achievement, hoping that somewhere along the way, I'd find what I'm missing. But now, watching her, I realize how far I still have to go. She seems so complete, so whole, and in contrast, I feel fractured, like I'm made up of pieces that don't quite fit together. As she walks further away, I feel my own cracks widening, the gaps in my heart that I've spent so long trying to ignore. She's leaving, but she's taking something with her. My admiration, my envy, and perhaps a part of me that wishes I could follow her, that wishes I could be more like her. I watch until I can't see her anymore, until the darkness swallows her completely, and I'm left alone with my thoughts, my longing, and the ruins around me. In this moment, I feel more aware of my own emptiness than ever before, this gap between the life I've built and the life I truly want. And as the night falls, I realize that it's not just about following her path, it's about finding my own way to fill that space, to heal the cracks in my heart. As I begin to walk towards my hotel, the last hues of sunset paint the sky in deep oranges and purples. The ancient ruins of Ayutthaya behind me glow softly, their silhouettes etched against the fading light. There's a profound beauty here, a combination of age, history, and the serene twilight that fills the landscape. The air is cool now, carrying the earthy scent of old stones and the faint aroma of night-blooming flowers. Each step I take feels heavier, not from fatigue, but from the weight of thoughts and emotions stirred within me. The ruins, so steadfast and enduring, seem to whisper stories of resilience and timelessness. In contrast, I feel transient, like a fleeting shadow passing through this ancient world. The grandeur of Ayutthaya stands in stark relief against the quiet emptiness I feel inside. I think about the woman I saw earlier, her inner light shining even as the day turned to dusk. She seemed so connected to herself, to this place, as if she carried a piece of its history within her. Walking away from the ruins, I can't help but feel the growing gap between their enduring presence and my own fleeting journey. The stones have stood here for centuries, witnessing countless lives, while I am just a passerby. The weight of history presses around me, highlighting the lightness of my own footprints. Yet, there's a strange comfort in this realization, a sense that it's okay to be small in the vastness of time. The night sky begins to emerge, stars blinking into existence, one by one. Their distant light reminds me that there's so much more beyond myself, beyond my worries. As I reach the edge of the ruins, I turn back for one last look. The temples stand majestically against the darkening sky, symbols of strength and endurance. I take a deep breath, filling my lungs with the cool night air. In this moment, I decide to embrace the silence within me, to accept the emptiness as a space to grow. Perhaps the ruins have taught me that it's okay to be unfinished, that there's beauty in the journey, not just the destination. With that thought, I turn and continue towards my hotel, the path ahead dimly lit but inviting. The sounds of the night surround me, distant laughter, the rustling of leaves, the soft footsteps of others heading home. I feel a subtle shift within, a small spark of contentment amidst the lingering emptiness. Maybe, like the ruins, I too can stand strong against the passage of time, finding beauty in both my strengths and my imperfections. As I reach the hotel entrance, warm light spills out, welcoming me back. I step inside, carrying with me the lessons and reflections of the day. Tonight, I'll let the silence speak, and perhaps in my dreams, I'll find the answers I've been seeking. The hotel lobby greets me with a soft glow, the warm light spilling from elegant sconces along the walls. The floors are polished marble, cool beneath my feet, reflecting the muted golden hues from the chandeliers above. There's a calmness here, a sense of quiet luxury that feels almost surreal after the weight of the ruins outside. The air smells faintly of jasmine and sandalwood, adding to the feeling of peacefulness and comfort. I move toward the reception desk, where the staff greet me with polite smiles, their uniforms crisp and immaculately tailored. The check-in process is smooth, almost seamless, and before long, I'm handed a room key, an elegantly designed card that feels surprisingly weighty in my hand. As I turn to head toward my room, the soft sound of distant music fills the lobby, just loud enough to remind me of the comfort this place offers. I pass by lush indoor plants, their green leaves adding a touch of life to the otherwise serene atmosphere. My footsteps are barely audible as I make my way to the elevator, the soft carpet beneath me muting the sound. Once in the elevator, I press the button for my floor, watching as the numbers softly light up one by one. There's a gentle hum as the elevator glides upward, and for a moment I let myself relax, feeling the tension of the day slowly slip away. I reach my room and take a moment to admire the sleek, minimalist design of the door before inserting the keycard. The door opens with a quiet click, revealing a room bathed in warm, ambient light. The bed is large, perfectly made, with crisp white sheets and soft pillows that look as inviting as they are luxurious. A small vase of fresh flowers sits on the nightstand, their subtle fragrance mixing with the light scent of jasmine that still lingers in the air. I drop my things, but I don't linger long. The pull of a good meal beckons me, and I'm eager to see what the hotel restaurant has to offer. Leaving the room, I find myself drawn back to the quiet luxury of the hotel's common areas. The path to the restaurant is softly lit, the marble floors gleaming under the lights, and I can hear the faint clinking of dishes and soft murmur of conversations in the distance. As I approach the entrance, the scent of freshly prepared food begins to fill the air, rich, savory aromas that remind me of why I came. I step into the restaurant, greeted by the soft lighting and the gentle hum of satisfied diners. I'm seated at a small table near the window, the soft lighting casting a warm glow over the polished wood. The menu arrives, printed on thick, cream-colored paper, each dish elegantly described in both Thai and English. I scan the choices. Everything sounds delicious. A mix of traditional Thai cuisine and more contemporary dishes. After a moment of consideration, I decide on a classic green curry, fragrant with lemongrass and basil, served with jasmine rice. For a starter, I choose a plate of fresh spring rolls, the rice paper soft and translucent, filled with shrimp, mint, and crunchy vegetables. To pair with the meal, I order a glass of chilled Sauvignon Blanc, a crisp, dry white wine with hints of citrus and green apple. The waiter nods politely and disappears, leaving me in the quiet hum of the restaurant, the distant clink of glasses and murmured conversations creating a gentle backdrop. As I wait, the scent of freshly cooked food wafts through the air, rich and savory. The wine arrives first, and I take a sip, feeling the crispness of it cut through the warm, humid air that still lingers from the day. The citrus notes of the wine are refreshing, and for a moment I close my eyes, letting the coolness wash over me. Soon after, the meal is served, the curry a deep green, its surface shimmering with coconut milk, the aroma of lemongrass and spice filling the space around me. The rice is perfectly steamed, each grain separate and fragrant, a perfect complement to the rich, flavorful curry. The spring rolls are light and fresh, the shrimp tender, the mint adding a bright note to each bite. As I begin to eat, savoring each bite, my thoughts drift back to the day, Ayutthaya, the ruins, and the woman who seemed to embody the timeless beauty of that place. I think about how she moved through the ruins, as if she were part of the history there, and how I felt so different, like a visitor just passing through. I wonder what it would be like to feel so connected to a place, to walk through life with that kind of grace and calm. I take another sip of wine, the crispness refreshing my senses, grounding me in the present moment. The ruins, the history, the beauty of the woman, they all feel distant now, like a dream slowly slipping away as the night deepens. But the feelings remain, those brief moments of connection, of reflection, of longing. I finish my meal slowly, savoring the flavors and the quiet, letting the day's experiences settle into the corners of my mind like the last drops of wine in the glass. As I take a slow bite of the curry, the rich flavors spread across my palate, but my thoughts drift back to her, the woman I saw at the ruins. The way she stood there, alone, her slender figure framed by the ancient stones, it's an image that feels burned into my mind. Her dark hair, so effortlessly graceful, catching the breeze like a soft ribbon trailing behind her. Each movement she made felt intentional, as if even the simple act of standing was a deliberate choice, connected to something deeper within her. I take another bite, the warmth of the curry spreading through me, but it can't seem to fill the emptiness I felt when I watched her leave. What was it about her that captivated me so much? There was a quiet strength in the way she carried herself, a calm that I envy, because it felt so different from the restlessness I often feel in my own life. I lift the wine glass, taking a slow sip, the cool liquid sliding down my throat, but I can't shake the feeling of wanting to know more about her. Was she like me? Did she come here seeking something? A moment of peace? Of escape? Or was she already complete, already whole, and I just couldn't see it? The way she looked at the ruins, it wasn't just admiration, it was something deeper, like she understood them in a way I couldn't. Her eyes, so calm and focused, as if they held secrets of their own. I pause, setting down my fork, the half-eaten meal in front of me suddenly feeling too rich, too overwhelming. What is it that I'm missing? I've spent so much time trying to chase after something, a sense of fulfillment, of success. But watching her, I couldn't help but feel that maybe I was searching in the wrong places. She didn't seem to be searching for anything. She looked like she had already found what she needed. I take another sip of the wine, the taste sharp and crisp, and it cuts through the heaviness of my thoughts, if only for a moment. But as soon as the coolness fades, the questions return. Why do I feel this way? Why can't I find that same peace, that same stillness within myself? I try to focus on the present moment, the taste of the food, the texture of the wine, but it's no use. Her image lingers in my mind, haunting me, as if she holds the answers I've been searching for all along. I close my eyes for a moment, trying to shake the feeling, but it stays with me, hovering at the edges of my consciousness. Even as I finish the last bite of my meal, the weight of the day settles into me, the ruins, her presence, the unspoken questions that now fill the spaces in my heart. After finishing my meal, I leave the restaurant and head back to my room. The quiet of the hotel corridors feels soothing, the soft lighting calming my restless thoughts as I walk back to my sanctuary for the night. Once inside my room, I slip off my shoes, the cool touch of the floor beneath my feet grounding me. The room is still, filled with the soft scent of jasmine, and for a moment, I just stand there, letting the calmness wash over me. I walk toward the bathroom, my reflection catching in the mirror for a split second before I look away. The bathroom is sleek and modern, with soft lighting and polished stone tiles that feel cool under my fingertips as I touch the counter. I begin to undress, my clothes slipping off easily, and I stand there for a moment, feeling the weight of the day slowly lifting off my shoulders. As I step into the shower, the water cascades over me, hot and comforting, washing away the sweat and dust of the day. I close my eyes and let the warmth seep into my muscles, but my mind drifts back to her once again. Her body, so slender and graceful, her movements so effortless, as if she was a part of the landscape, and I can't help but compare it to my own. I run my hands over my own skin, feeling the firmness of my body, toned from yoga and running. But it feels different. Strong, yes, but not like hers. My chest is smaller, my waist tighter, but somehow I still feel the gap, the difference between the grace I saw in her and what I see in myself. I look down at my body, the water dripping off my skin, and for a moment I wonder what it would feel like to have that effortless beauty, that calm she seemed to carry within her. In Tokyo, my body is something I push running, yoga, always working to stay fit, to stay strong. But here, in the quiet of this hotel room, I wonder if I've been missing something. I turn off the water and step out of the shower, catching my reflection again in the mirror. My skin flushed from the heat, beads of water sliding down my body. There's strength in my reflection, but also a fragility, a vulnerability that I hadn't noticed before. Her image lingers in my mind, her calm, her grace, and in contrast, my own restlessness, the feeling that I'm always searching for something I can't quite reach. I wrap myself in a towel, feeling the softness of the fabric against my skin, and I wonder, How long will I keep searching for something outside of myself, when perhaps the peace I'm looking for has been inside me all along? Without bothering to change, I walk slowly toward the bed, my damp hair clinging lightly to my neck and shoulders. The sheets are cool as I slide beneath them, the soft fabric brushing against my bare skin, still warm from the shower. I sink into the bed, letting the weight of my body press into the mattress, feeling the tension slowly drain from my muscles. The room is quiet, save for the faint rustle of the night breeze slipping through the slightly open window. The breeze feels cool against my skin, refreshing after the heat of the day, and I breathe deeply, letting the night air fill my lungs. As I lie there, I let my thoughts drift back to the events of the day, to Ayutthaya, to the ruins, and, inevitably, to her. I can't shake the image of her, standing there so still, so present, her beauty seemingly effortless, flowing from somewhere deep inside her. I think about my own body, lying here now in the dark, the contours of my shape visible only in the faint moonlight filtering through the curtains. I run my hand slowly over my stomach, my waist, feeling the familiar tightness of muscles formed by years of running and yoga. There's strength there, a strength I've built over time, but lying here now, I can't help but wonder if it's the kind of strength that matters. Her beauty felt different. It wasn't just about physical strength, but something softer, something more internal. I close my eyes and breathe in the cool air, letting it fill the empty spaces inside me. In Tokyo, I'm always moving, always striving for something, success, approval, validation. But here, in the stillness of the night, I wonder if I've been chasing the wrong things. I press my hand lightly to my chest, feeling my heartbeat, steady, strong, but also a reminder of the constant pressure I place on myself. She moved with such ease, as if she had found a peace I'm still searching for, and I can't help but feel the weight of that contrast now, lying here in the dark. The night breeze continues to caress my skin, and I let my body relax into the softness of the mattress, trying to let go of the tension that still lingers in my muscles. Maybe I've been too focused on the outside, on what I can achieve, what I can control, when perhaps the peace I've been looking for has always been inside, waiting for me to stop long enough to notice it. I let out a long breath, feeling the night air cool my skin, and I decide to let the quiet settle into me, to let go of the constant need to chase something just out of reach. Maybe tomorrow, I'll wake up feeling different, lighter. But for now, I'll let the night and the breeze carry me, softening the edges of my thoughts, until sleep finally comes.